Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 189. I'm Phil Graham. Welcome to a special holiday version of the podcast. I'm going to be keeping this episode pretty short because it's the week of Christmas, but I still wanted to put something great out for you guys. So today, I'm going to be talking about Apple's new iOS 14 policy and how that affects Facebook ads, audiences, and targeting. There's a lot of people that are super worried about this, and we're going to talk about whether you should be worried, number one, and number two, what you should actually be doing about it. So I think this is going to be really important, but I will keep it pretty short. I'm recording this on Monday, December 21st, 2020, and I want to wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I really appreciate you guys listening to the show. And not only have we had an incredible, huge year in growth in terms of the listeners this year, we've had growth every year, but in 2020, it's been even higher growth, which I really appreciate. But I've got a lot more bigger and better stuff coming next year as well in 2021. And I tell you what, I cringe when I see so many YouTube videos and trainings and stuff on Facebook about Facebook ads that are so horrible, and so many scammers out there too. I'm as committed as ever, even more so, to put out even more episodes and content in 2021 because I'm just tired of seeing people get taken advantage of and have false hopes when there are things you can be doing that you can count on, that you can do it right. And that's what this podcast is all about. So again, thank you so much for being a listener. I really appreciate you guys. One of my goals for 2021 is to find better ways to connect with you guys, not just here on the podcast, but somewhere else, whether that's in my Facebook group. I have a group that's specific to ad agency owners or people who want to start an agency. And that's kind of certainly a place that we could all connect, or maybe I make a different group specifically for podcast listeners, period. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but I want to, communicate with you guys more. And one quick note before I get into the content, I have a free ad course, and I actually haven't talked about this for a while, but it's the basics. It's not going to teach you everything you need to know. But for somebody that may be on the very beginner side of things, it's going to be amazing because it teaches you some of the fundamentals of getting some basic ads up and running. So if that's you, just go to freeadcourse.com, freeadcourse.com. You can get it absolutely free. For anybody who's not a beginner, but you still want help, obviously keep listening to the show. And then one-on-one coaching is a possibility depending on if it's the right fit, or having ads run for you. So if you want to just get in touch, you can reach me on my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. All right, with that being said, let's talk about the big changes that Apple has been making in regards to their iOS 14 policy and privacy and different things like that. So this is going to make it harder to actually do personalized type ads because it's upping the privacy, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I'm all for, people feeling like their information is protected and stuff like that. As a business owner and marketer, I don't use people's information in a negative or bad way, but I know there are people that do, and I think that sucks. So privacy stuff is not all bad, but it's going to make it a little bit more challenging for Facebook ad marketers and people that run Facebook ads. So number one, should you be worried? I've got a two-part answer to that. My main answer is the absolutely not for people that are good. Okay. When you're good at ads, you should not be worried about this change. Here's the deal. This is going to be an opportunity for people that are actually really skilled at Facebook ads and Instagram ads. If they're not skilled, they either need to get skilled and get that skill up quickly, or they're probably going to fail because it will be a little bit more challenging. But it's just like, putting a basketball player, like imagine LeBron James going up against a high school team. I mean, he's going to win the game in his sleep with one arm tied behind his back. I mean, that's easy. But when he's going up against an NBA team who's really good and maybe another star, then he can still win, right? Because he's LeBron. He's got the skill. He's got the talent. He's got to work harder. He's got to be creative and be on his game. But he can absolutely win. And that's kind of like an analogy here. It doesn't mean that Facebook ads are going to suck now. Like I see a lot of people going off the deep end saying, oh no, it's going to be over. No, the people that are good will rise to the top or stay at the top. The people that are not won't. It's as simple as that. So you should not be worried if you have skill and talent when it comes to Facebook ads, number one. Or if you have some skill, but maybe you feel like you're not fully skilled up yet, if you're committed to doing that through things like this podcast and coaching and stuff like that, you're going to be good to go. This is an opportunity. Obviously, it would be better if we didn't have this challenge, but to me, it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it at all. I know how to navigate this, and it's going to be totally fine. There's a lot more information coming out about this after the first of the year. And so I will do a specific podcast episode and maybe even like a YouTube video that covers all the details of what you need to do once we have more data and more information. So there's going to be more coming on this. Don't worry. But just in general, don't panic. It's not a huge deal. It's not ideal, compared to how it used to be. However, you can still have great success and maybe even more success if you're really good at this. So here's the fact, you guys. And by the way, speaking of YouTube, I mentioned YouTube. It's insane that I don't have a YouTube channel right now. I mean, I have a channel, but I don't use it. The problem is I'm so busy. I focused on client work and consulting clients that's everything I do. It's kind of like a basketball player that just continually is on the court improving their game. And that's what they do. They're not talking about it. They're actually doing it. And that's where 99.9% of my time is focused in running ads, getting data, getting better, serving clients, and just crushing it over and over and over again. So I don't have a lot of time to do things like, let's do YouTube videos. However, this podcast has grown so much, and a lot of what I talk about could be supplemented very nicely through video as well, especially screen share, where I'm showing things on the screen. So one of my goals for 2021 is to get a YouTube channel going specific to Facebook ads, where I can not only talk about it on the podcast, but actually show things on YouTube to make it just come to life, and it'll help you guys a lot more as well. So when I start that, I will obviously let you guys know. I'm excited about that. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. Okay. So here's the deal. Facebook has tons of data on all of us. So even if they got no data from Apple, which they're still going to get data, but even if they got none, Facebook has so much historical data on everybody. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane how much data they have. When you're scrolling on Instagram and you're scrolling through your feed and you pause for a half a second because an image catches your eye and then you keep going, Facebook knows that. That goes into a database, and they know that. And they know everything about what you do using their apps, of course, but they also buy credit card data and know where people spend money and what types of things they buy and don't buy, and many other things. So you need to understand that no matter what, Facebook's still going to have an insane amount of data on people that allows people to still use it effectively for targeting and use it for good. You can also kind of use it in a bad way, which you don't want to ever do, but it can also be used for good. I mean, I feel like the way I advertise, so much of our ads are, number one, creative, and number two, value-based. When people see our ads, it doesn't always seem like an ad. because we're trying to give a lot of value, especially at the top of the funnel. And when people get personalized ads that have value, I think most people actually appreciate that. It's the sucky, crappy ads that are spammy sales pitches, get rich quick in 10 minutes with no work kind of stuff that people are so sick of, or just copy this and you'll be a millionaire by next week. That's the kind of stuff that people hate. And so one of the things that you can do is to make sure when you're running ads, you're not doing the types of ads that people hate. Do the opposite of that. That's part of the strategy that's going to work, in my opinion, moving forward. It's what I've been doing this whole year and previous as well. But certainly moving forward, it's even more important. So the antidote, the answer to if it is a little more challenging with the personalized ads because of this iOS policy, here's the deal. You've just got to get super creative and super value-based with your ads, number one. And number two, you can do your own personalized retargeting because you can put out a lot of content at the top of the funnel that are not sales pitches. They're not sales pitches, but they're content, especially like short video ads that draw people in and get some awareness and allow people to demonstrate that they liked what you had to say through watching the videos and or clicking. And then once that happens, they're in your retargeting audience. You know which videos they watched, and you now know how to personally retarget them and with a personalized message specific to the content they liked at the top of the funnel. And that's where you can really win. So creating a lot of different short form videos, or it could be, it could also be images with text, but short form videos are my favorite, that are specific to different topics instead of just trying to cover everything in one. And doing that and then retargeting based off of who consumes what and watches what is still going to be a huge key to success in 2021. In fact, it's going to be even more important. So if you do that, if you get more creative with your copy and your retargeting audiences, then the good marketers who do that are going to thrive in 2021. And that's what you want to be. You want to be in that group that thrives. So my main message is I wouldn't worry about this. There's opportunity here. You can potentially do even better, even with this change, and don't listen to the people that tell you you can't. And then make sure you stay tuned because in early to mid-January, I'll be putting out another episode when we have more data and know more about all the exact details of this stuff that will be more tactical and tell you way more about exactly what to do in order to give yourself a much better position to succeed with these changes. So hopefully that was helpful, you guys. Great things ahead. There's so much opportunity in 2021. I cannot wait, and I hope you feel the same. And in next week's episode is my annual year-end episode where I actually kind of give some predictions from what I think will happen in the Facebook ad world in the next year. So in this case, what are my predictions for 2021, and also some tips on how you can best succeed in 2021 as well. So that'll be next week. That'll come out on Tuesday, December 29th. So you guys, episode 189 is in the books. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a listener. I really appreciate you guys so much. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to each and every one of you and all of your families. Hope you can enjoy some time with your family. And just, I'm so excited for the opportunities we all have coming for us in 2021. Actually, we're coming for them, right? We're going to get it. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.